Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Gebo the Shaman, and today we are talking about what happens when we have Ketu placed in the 6th house in your birth chart. So before we begin, I'd just like to let you guys know that I am a Vedic astrologer. I do Vedic astrology readings professionally for a living, so you can check those out. All my products, courses, services, everything that I have to offer at my website, gebotheshaman.com. Alright, so you can check that out there. I do have my astrology certification courses. I do have my Vedic astrology readings, career readings, relationship readings, all kinds of stuff, birth time rectifications, etc. So you can check all that out at my website, gebotheshaman.com. And let's get into it. So, Ketu in the 6th house. So in order to understand what what this position means, what Ketu in the 6th house means, we need to understand what Ketu means, and then we'll talk about what the 6th house means. So what is Ketu? So in order to understand Ketu, we need to understand Rahu. So Rahu is the head of the Asura, while Ketu is the body of the Asura. So this is like an Asura, an earthly deity, earthly, what they would call demon, but it's not really demon anyway. It's just like an entity, a spirit that wants to go into the materialism. So Rahu wants to go into the earthly plane, into, materialism, getting its needs met, getting its rocks off, getting its enjoyment from, pleasure, from consumption, from eating, drinking, doing drugs, doing a whole bunch of addictions and things like that. So that is Rahu. However, so Rahu wants to go into the material world, while Ketu wants to come out of it. And so Rahu is the north node of the moon, Ketu is the south node of the moon. So Ketu says, yeah, I've been there, I've done that, it was fun, don't need to do it again, and I'm, actually pursuing spirituality. So Ketu he says, yeah, I've mastered that, I've done that, it's no longer exciting or anything like that, and I'm done with it. So he says, okay, I'm done with the material world, I've been there, I've done that. It was fun while it lasted, but I'm done. So Ketu says, okay, I'm going to now go into the spiritual world and see what I can do there and be a part of that. So Ketu is all about leaving the earthly possessions, leaving the earthly stuff behind, and forsaking all your possessions, everything that ties you to this material world. He wants to leave all that behind, and he wants to just go meditate and be a monk. And he wants to be a yogi and just be on top of the Himalayas and just be one with the universe, pretty much. So this is what he does. This is what Ketu does. So in the 6th house, well, what is the 6th house? The 6th house is the house of your work. The 6th house is the house of your daily habits, your daily routines, your daily work patterns, things like that. So the 6th house has to do with your daily life, your daily work habits, routines. And this is also, the 6th house is the service that you provide to others. So with Ketu here, he's kind of saying, okay, well, being very analytical, being very very work oriented, has never really paid off. Like he's mastered the daily habits. He's mastered the daily routines. He's mastered health and diet and things like that. So sixth house has to do with your physical health, your physical fitness, your gym routine, your diet routine, things like that. So this is all about, your diet and your health and fitness and your daily work routines, things like that. So Ketu is saying, okay, I've done all that now. Now I want to go into spirituality, and I want to leave behind this work, this like daily grind. Ketu will consider its daily habits as a grind. So, it's just something that it does day in and day out, and you have kind of a mastery of your workflow, your work habits, your physical fitness and things like that. So you'd be one of those people who is always on time, always prompt, always, very, very detail oriented when it comes to your schedule. And so what Ketu does when he's here is he's all those things. He is very detailed. He is very detail oriented. He's all that, but it's not satisfying him. So he says, okay, well, I could have the perfect work life. I could have the perfect work routines and schedule and all this stuff, but it's not fulfilling me. It's not fun. It's not anything that I want to continue doing. So he's kind of like the old retired guy who's, instead of getting up at 5:30 a.m. and getting to work by 8, and having his morning routine and his promptness, everything scheduled and everything figured out to the minute, to the T. He's kind of like, okay, I'm done with that. Now I'm gonna go into retirement, and now I'm going to go into spirituality. That's where I want to go. So instead of being that prompt worker and having everything down to the T, he goes in the opposite direction, and he says, I'm not gonna have any workflow, any daily habits or daily routines. I'm just gonna go meditate every day. I'm just gonna go meditate and just be by myself and chill, relax, things like that. So, if you're one of those people who is struggling to find a consistent routine, to find a consistent, something consistent that that is helpful to you, I would highly recommend that you incorporate meditation into or some kind of spiritual practice. It could be qigong, it could be yoga, it could be any spiritual practice that that helps you, that is helpful. So incorporating some kind of a spiritual practice into your daily routine will help you, for sure. And it'll help you be more satisfied in your daily work routine, because let's be honest, it can be a grind. It's like we all want that novelty. We all want to like mix things up and do something new and something interesting, rather than having to do the same thing day in, day out. But incorporating meditation with that will help you to balance yourself and be more present in the moment and less wanting to escape and, you know, go off by yourself and do and be isolated. So so that's another thing. Ketu represents isolation, represents foreign places. It represents like being off, in the distance by yourself, in a distant place by yourself. And Ketu is so one of the things that happens with Ketu in the 6th house is you could be one of those people who just works by themselves. You work at home, or you work I wouldn't say at home, but like you could work with, you could just have your own business or something like that, where you don't work with a lot of people. You just kind of do your own thing, and that's it. That's Rahu in the 6th house. So yeah, I'm sorry, I keep saying Rahu in the 6th house. It's Ketu in the 6th house. That's what we're talking about today. So that's like your, that's your challenge. Like, it's like incorporating spirituality into your daily life, incorporating spirituality into your daily routine and into your fitness regimen and things like that. So yeah, let me see how I am on time. I am doing pretty good on time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. I don't really have a lot to say about this. It's just like, one of those things that there's just not a lot to say. So anyway, guys, so if you're interested in any of my products, services, courses, anything that I have to offer, you can go to GeboTheShaman.com. Alright, check that out, and we will see you then. Yeah, so we have go check out the last video that I did yesterday. I am giving away, free services to people who desperately need it. Disabled people, people who are having difficult situations in life and things like that. So go check out that video. That'll instruct you on what to do. And then so we have the Vedic Astrology certification course. We have the that basically comes with its own turnkey business. You basically purchase that course, and when you take the certification exam and you pass that certification exam, I will give you your own website, which has a PayPal button on it, so you can actually get clients from that website. So not only that, but I'll promote you on the channel and things like that. So it's very cool, very fun time. Alright, so then we have the Vedic astrology readings. So I have my my standard reading, my standard Vedic astrology reading, as well as readings where I talk about your career and your relationships and things like that. As well as I have a birth time rectification service, so you can check that out. I also do distance energy healing and career coaching, life coaching, ritual magic courses, the emotional awareness course, and Qigong courses. So you can check all those out over here at GeboTheShaman.com. Alright, so check those out, and yeah, I guess that's it. So that's it for me, guys. So take care, and we will talk to you next time. Peace.